is Barrister Olamide. Is the Director of Strategy and Planning for 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 Foundation. He joins us on the show this afternoon. He's away from the studio, so maybe all of this has got to do away from home. He'll be sharing with us what 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 Foundation will be doing the next few days in Ibadan. And I learned that 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 will be in town after playing a couple of minutes last night for Dortmund, where they won away from home against Wolfsburg by 3-1. Barrister, good to have you join me on the show this afternoon. How are you doing, man?
Very fine, Peter. Very fine.
All right, so let's get down to business. I talk about 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈�. The last time we were talking about him was a couple of months ago in the UEFA Champions League final. Oh, unfortunately, his team couldn't get that one against Real. But tell us more, what is happening in the city of Ibadan in the next few days, where we know that 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 will be in town and there's some activities lined up to, of course, welcome him to the city of Ibadan.
So, thank you, viewers at home. To start with, 𝐃𝐈𝐒 is hitting Ibadan tomorrow, and as you all know, he's from here, and he was actually a part of the show we had at the amphitheater earlier this year, 1st of June Champions League finals. But going into the weekend, tomorrow is the 𝐒𝐈𝐒 Cup finals, and it's going to be played at Olubadan by 12 noon, and 𝐃𝐈𝐒 will be there live. And we have a host of activities after the match, apart from the win that's lifting their trophy and getting a cash prize of 3 million, 2 million, and 1.5 million respectively, first, second, third. We shall be seeing a royal father, like it has become our culture over the years, the Olubadan of Ibadan. That's the follow-up activity. But for tomorrow's stadium activities, open to all. You can come and see our icon, who has been doing a whole lot, and a part of the whole lot he has been doing will inform the commissioning of borehole projects and toilet projects that we have done around the Oje area. And this is for the second year in a row. Last year we were also in Ibadan to launch a borehole project. Because 𝐃𝐈𝐒 identifies solidly with his Yoruba roots, we'll be traveling down to see the Oni of Ife during this period. And of course we have our own in-house soiree, I will call it, which is mostly strictly by ivy essentially. Peter, you're invited anyways. That's what 𝐃𝐈𝐒 will be doing during his time here, and we hope that people can turn up for the match tomorrow to just see what has been done in the world of sports development, which 𝐃𝐈𝐒 is dedicated to through his foundation, 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈� Foundation. And we are basically pivoting on 3 areas, which are education, empowerment, and sports, which is represented by the 𝐒𝐈𝐒 Football Club that won the Ibadan Football Council League this year. Just to tell you about this 𝐒𝐈𝐒 Cup finals, the probity in it is has been unassailable, as even the football club, the under 15 football club that's playing for the 𝐒𝐈𝐒 will not be in the finals, because during the process of this competition, somehow we may not have come up at our best. We played well, but at least we are not going to be in the finals, despite the fact that it is being funded by an athlete of 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈�. That talks about the probity, which is something that is important in sports. Probity, fair play.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, that speaks a lot in terms of the volume. When you have a final and you have the academy of 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 involved and not in the final, I mean, it speaks volume. So as we stand right now, the stage is set at the Olubadan Stadium. I used to go there a lot, and I know that it's taking a new shape, a new look. And so 𝐃𝐈𝐒 will be in town, like Olamide just mentioned, tomorrow 12 noon. Find your way if you're less busy, if you're new in town, and you're looking for somewhere to spend time. Come on, what are you doing? 12 noon, see 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 that you've seen on so many occasions play for Borussia Dortmund, the UEFA Champions League, in the Bundesliga. You'll see him real time in Ibadan because he will be in town. So thank you so much, Olamide. Definitely, I'll be looking forward to see you tomorrow. We'll talk more and, of course, bring some of those things right here on our dial.
Definitely, Peter. A pleasure to be around here.
All right. Thank you so much, man, for doing this with us. All right. So there you have him. There, speaking there is Barrister Olamide Ido, Director of Strategy and Planning for 𝐃𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐈𝐒 Foundation. SAMIES, what else again do we need to add to this?
Well, I just think this would actually be a good one, since this would be the third year running for Karim being present in Ibadan, where of course his father resides.
Yeah.
And to see that such a big...
Oloye.
Yeah. No, there's that other name, but I'm not sure if I'm permitted to say that on here. But then, it's actually a good one. And this is a man who actually is giving back to his community, despite having another decent playing for the German national team.
Yeah.
But because his roots are here, that is father to be precise. So he's giving back to the community. And for Karim, the third year running, I just hope that his season that has been marred by injuries, he can come back in the second half of the German Bundesliga season and also hit the ground running. Remember, he was the first man that scored a hat-trick in the UEFA Champions League this season. That was against the Celtic. They had the Signal Iduna Park. So let's just hope for the best for Karim Adeyemi.
And like he mentioned, I also mentioned earlier on the show, he was back playing yesterday at the Volkswagen Arena in Germany, where his team went away from home, wrap up the year with a 3-1 win against Volkswagen. And hopefully, he will be back 100% in the new year, and of course help Dortmund qualify for the UEFA Champions League knockout stage, help them also push both Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, of course, champions of the Bundesliga last season. Let's talk about one club who haven't been champion for many, many years. Maybe someone can call in and tell me the last time Shooting Stars won the league. But this time they were away from home. Second time on the road. They've got away from home. They secured maximum point. The first was Sunshine Stars, just back here in Remo. Kenneth, to be precise, where they won by goal 2-0 against Sunshine Stars. But yesterday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, they call it the Cathedral. Shooting Stars went there and said, you know what? We're coming here. We're shooting down the Antelope. And that they did. SAMIES. A goal to Shooting Stars, you were telling me earlier, it looks like if care is not taken, they might win the league. Shooting Stars have gone away from home. And they're hoping that when these big boys come to play in Ibadan, they will get maximum point. But this one was them going away from home against Rangers, former champions, current champions. Defending champions. Yeah, I remember when they won the league in 2016 or 2015, and I was hyping them then. But this time they are champions again last year. Fidelis Elechukwu suffered defeat. It was Kalian Players who actually beat them the first time.
Yeah,
if I'm right, 4-3.
4-3, yeah.
4-3, but Shooting Stars scored in the 28th minute in the first half, and they held on to that win. Sammy, that was a massive one. Bold statement. Thought as we speak on the log.
Well, I don't know how much I can emphasize this conversation of mine. Go away from home and get maximum 3 points. When you get maximum 3 points away from home, you stand a chance of winning something, because if you are winning away from home, you can be so sure of getting results in front of your home fans. And that's Shooting Stars they've done in their last 2 away games, playing against the Sunshine Stars and against the Rangers International, getting maximum 3 points. Remember, those games actually has been a goal-to-nil victory, and it showed the doggedness that they've actually put in the work of getting that lone victory. In fact, if you are not scoring the goals, don't let them score you. I think these are some philosophies that some teams they have evolved around. For example, that's Everton in Europe. I think they've done that. If you're not scoring goals, don't let the team score you. But for Shooting Stars, this actually is a good one. And I can tell you that they've actually put in a good defensive shift in the last 6, 7, 8 games. For now, we have 4 clean sheets. That's in our 6 clean sheets in our last 8 games. And that actually shows about what we've done. 3 points behind table toppers, Rivers, that's Remo Stars and Rivers United. It actually shows a big one. Daniel Ogumodede and Finidi George. Yeah. Now you have the chairman of the managers in the NPFL. That's 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐿 Ogubote also doing the job for the Oluyole Warriors. And I hope that in our coming games, the Shooting Stars would just sit back and relax and maybe think they have arrived. They should go out there and get the maximum points in their upcoming games. But the one thing that worries me about the Nigeria Premier Football League is now, when we take a look at the standing, we look at the number of games played by Enyimba Football Club. How many games have Enyimba Football Club played in the NPFL this season?
They played 14.
They've played 14 games.
They've got 8 outstanding games.
They've got 4 outstanding games in the league.
Yeah.
And so now you look at these 4 outstanding games. If at all there is a chance they win those 4 outstanding games, they are going to displace either of the top 3.
But there's no assurance they will win the 4 games.
There's no assurance because we saw a glimpse of that last season with Rivers United.
Not even glimpse of that. Even this season, when they have outstanding games against Sunshine Stars, who Shooting Stars got maximum points against. After that game, Sunshine Stars traveled to Aba and they got the points against Enyimba of Aba. So you can't be too sure because of where Enyimba had at the moment. Yes, they've got 4 outstanding games, but it doesn't speak anything. Can they win the 4 games? If you put those 4 games together, that will be 12 if they end up. That's a big probability. So, and if that happens, like you said, sit on top of the table. But for Shooting Stars, for Raymond Stars, for Enyimba, for Rivers United, they should not be bothered. We know that when you are playing on the continent, you have outstanding games, like you mentioned, Rivers United.
But for Shooting Stars now, the last game for the first half of the stands actually happens to be here in Ibadan against that's Kwara United.
Yeah.
And we just expect that maybe nothing is certain, but just hope that the Shooting Stars can get a result. Remember at the early stages of the season, of course, I was ranting about the poor form in which Shooting Stars are on, not getting that's the result. But now they are getting the result, and maybe I can say I'm happy with what they've done. 4 wins on the bounce for them. And what was the last time we actually saw this from the Oriole Warriors?
All right, so there you have it. The last stanza, the last half of the season will be coming up on Sunday or Saturday night against Kwara United, who got their job done last night in that late kickoff where they won by a 1-0 against Katsina United. So Shooting Stars, the fans now, this is what happens when you come up with your A game, when you raise the bar, the fans will demand more. And I was saying to SAMIES a couple of hours ago in the office, I said, Shooting Stars, you've gone away from home, you've secured maximum point on 2 grounds. When someone say God forbid, when other teams also come here and they are almost going to get maximum point, if they do get maximum points, please know it's football. But for now, Shooting Stars fans should enjoy this moment when you go to the home of one of your biggest rival, if not your biggest rival, and you get maximum points. You should throw some champagne, of course, have some party. Hey, but don't forget that coming up against Kwara United. Staying with the home team, this time is about the home Eagles. We're here saying the probability of them going to Ghana and get the result, maybe kind of D. They did get the result, but maybe not 100%. But it was a good one for them. They were able to held on to that game against the Galaxies of Ghana, where the game ended goalless. And so it's Ghana nil, Nigeria nil, second leg coming up at the 𝐺𝐈𝐒𝐿 Stadium in a few days from now. SAMIES, goalless can be very tricky because I know this one, there's no away goal rule. They get Black Stars or the Galaxies come here, they get 1-1, they qualify for CHAN. Can be delicate.
Definitely, it can be. And this reminds me of the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. We played against the senior national team of Ghana.
Exactly.
0-0 in Accra.
Yeah.
Kumasi to be precise.
Yeah.
Now, they came to Nigeria
and they
played out a 1-1 draw. Thomas Partey and William Troost-Ekong
equalized.
Both,
and we labored and labored and labored.
We couldn't get the goals, and lots of things happened. And, well, I just hope that Austin Eguavoen, the other men who are supporting him, can maybe get the best out of these guys to see that they ensure they get maximum victory against Ghana when they've played that game. That's at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium here in New York.
That's on Sunday, 29.
Yes. Let's see if they can get the maximum result, because all I can say now is that fingers crossed. You go away from home, you are not able to score a goal. Do you think you can do a bit of miracle to outscore your opponents at home? And the question now is, how many football fans would go out to the stadium to watch the CHAN Eagles play against the Black Galaxies of Ghana?
You know, that will be key. If you have that stadium packed full, intimidates the Ghanaians. Maybe. I remember in Abuja, that World Cup qualifier, we were there. I was there. Packed full. Open up the stadium. Let the fans come in the number. But guess what happened? The first couple of minutes of the first half, it was Thomas Partey, shook everybody in the stadium. And of course, it took VAR, got a penalty in that game. William Troost-Ekong stood up, scored to make 1-1. And we're thinking at that point in time, we'll go kill the game off. But we could not. So even with the fans in Abuja, we could not. Hopefully this time around we will, when we play them on Sunday, and of course qualify for CHAN. We'll keep in touch. The boys are in town already. And of course, whatever happens, we'll let you know from the camp of the home-based Super Eagles. Let's get away from home and go to the Premier League where games went on over the weekend. Sammy was there giving me numbers of club side who went away from home and they got the job done. Arsenal were away from home, job done against Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park. And you say how many goals in 4 days against the Eagles? 8, and one man scored 5. His name is Gabriel Jesus. Also away from home is Liverpool 6-3. They hit Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. For United, they were at home. Bournemouth were the team in town in Manchester, and they got the job done. 3 goals, 3 points. You talk about Spain, that's the SAMIES. He says for Atletico Madrid, he was going away from home in 18 years. They've never done that, not in Camp Nou, but this time they were able to do it at the Olympico in Barcelona. Barcelona hoping that we're going back to Nou Camp in a matter of months, but this time they're playing that game at the Olympico, and Atletico went there and they scored a late-minute winner to get 2-1. And of course, for Real, they were home. So, Samis, there you have it in terms of maybe just giving a rundown. But the aftermath of the game between Crystal Palace and Arsenal is not good. Yes, they're going to score 5. They got maximum points of 3. But Saka will be out for many weeks, according to Arteta. It wasn't specified. He said he will be out for many weeks. Samis, the question now is, how will they cope with that Bukayo Saka?
Well, I think for Arsenal Football Club, their struggle would continue once again, and maybe they can just kiss the title by. Because with the performance of Liverpool Football Club, you look at it and ask the question, how many teams can match Liverpool's momentum? But for Arsenal Football Club, who definitely this season, they've had to struggle with one player out, one player or the other, suspension. The likes of William Saliba has missed game through suspension, Gabriel Magalhaes through injury, Declan Rice, the most notable of them happens to be their captain, Martin Odegaard also. And then you add all of these things with their players also struggling to gel on the field of play. Gabriel Jesus, who has not scored for maybe almost a year, he just got his scoring boots back, maybe because Christmas is near. Well, he got 5 goals in 2 games against Crystal Palace. Then we are still yet to see a glimpse of Raheem Sterling, Leandro Trossard, not the best starter for that Arsenal Football Club. And then look at all of these things. Will Bukayo Saka be missed for Arsenal? Of course, definitely Bukayo Saka would be missed. He has 10 Premier League assists this season, and there were talks earlier this season that can he surpass Thierry Henry's record of 20 Premier League assists? But there is one man who is ahead of him now, Mohamed Salah. And the question is, can any man even stop Mohamed Salah? But we just hope that this keeps going. And for Arsenal, Bukayo Saka, just like I said, he is going to be missed for this side, because we know that everything they create, most of the things Arsenal Football Club creates, comes from Bukayo Saka on that right-hand side of the pitch. Jordan Tibber, Martin Odegaard, and Bukayo Saka.
You know, in that press conference earlier today, Mikel Arteta was asked, how will you cope without him? He said they have to look for ways, just the way they looked for ways when Martin Odegaard was out injured. Let's go pay some bills now, guys. When we come back, we'll continue with the injuries to Arsenal Football Club. Maybe one, talking about one, but one man in Spain lost his job in the last few hours. This and more. We'll tell you when we come back from this quick timeout.
32 FM 94.9. Are you ready?
It's Laughterfest 2024. December 26th, Racecourse, Adamasingba, Ibadan. Brace yourselves for electrifying performances from Fuji Maestro, Obesere, the sensational, fabulous Pizzy, Pelumi MP3 Live Band, and Hype Man bringing the vibe. Comedy Royalty, Wuliagba, Remote, MC Obama, MC Package, MC Peril, and MC Gap Teeth will leave you in stitches. Laughterfest 2024 is sponsored by Pernod Ricard, Zenith Real Estate, and supported by Boblage Ever Roofing Sheets. And guess what? Tickets are free. Yes, absolutely free. So bring your family and your friends and your holiday spirit, because this is the celebration you've been waiting for. Follow at 32FM949 on Facebook and Instagram, or tune in to 32FM 94.9 for more updates. Laughterfest 2024. Music, laughter, and pure holiday magic. Be there.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, so you're welcome back. So you had it there happening on the 26th of December, Boxing Day, a day after Christmas. Where will you be? Just take your time, relax a bit. 4-5, hit, race course, you're covered. Security-wise, everything you need. Environment is beautiful. No pushing. And of course, there will be no stampede. Of course,
The
Obisere will be
security?
in town. Secured also, 100, sure. And of course, Obisere will be in town. Fabulous Pizza will be in town. Come on, enjoy yourself with fans. And of course, absolutely free. You pay no bill for that. Now, talking about people who have to pay bill, that was asked earlier today. Will you be going to the January market and sign 1 or 2 players to replace Bukayo Saka? No, he said, you know what? We had a plan when Martin Odegaard went out injured, and that plan worked. Hopefully, this time around, they'll have to work on a plan to see how they can cope without the England international Bukayo Saka. Take a listen to these fans trying to just show some jibes and bands when your team is not doing well. This is what you get. Take a listen to them. Okay, that's what you get. Your team don't do well, they boo you. All right, so Chelsea. And then when they say Manchester United, SAMIES, it was who? Old Trafford, it was who? After 90 minutes against Bournemouth, 3 goals to the second year in running. Something about Andoni Iraola and Manchester United.
For Andoni Iraola, I think he has gotten himself, that's a bit of luck. Well, I would say luck. That's a consistency this season. And you look at the results this side has gotten against the big boys. Well, the so-called big boys. For Bournemouth, they started with Arsenal, defeated them by 2-0. And also still at the Vitality Stadium, defeated Manchester City by 2-1.
That's true.
And also at their home ground, they still defeated Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0. And then they repeated a feat they achieved the last season by defeating Manchester United by yet another 3-0. And you could look at it and take Manchester United. What is the problem? On Saturday, I remember I was here with Kelvin talking about Manchester United still conceding from set piece. And that actually happened again.
When the team is conceding, that one is scoring from set piece. They have haters.
Yeah, but now Manchester United, what is going on? They keep conceding from set piece. Now, in almost all the games they've played this season, in the last 5 games, let's say, during the course of last week, a direct corner was scored from Mison. Then we saw another one, which was the opener for yesterday's goal. And then you look at Ruben Amorim. What is wrong? Fine, what this man is trying to do, we can see it. But Manchester United, maybe they just don't have the players.
They will be finishing the year, SAMIES
13th position,
bottom half.
Bottom
half, and Liverpool are up. When they look up and they say Liverpool, they're 13.
And then you look at the history of the Premier League. Then you look at the rivalry there has been. Liverpool, Manchester United. Things are beginning to fall apart. For that's the club based in Manchester. That's the Red Devils.
What's the struggle with United failing to get a manager that will make them forget about Sir Alex Ferguson?
It's not about the managers now. Jose Mourinho is a serial winner. He came in, won things. But how many years did he stay? Van Gaal. He's a winner, right?
Yeah.
How many years did he stay? He won something. Look at the other managers. Fine, he bad as a bad. Eric Ten Hag won things.
Yeah.
But how many years? Just 2 years. Look at Ruben Amorim, who was flying in Sporting. Then he has come to Manchester United.
But maybe for him,
how many defeats has he suffered now?
We'll cut him some slack. He still let do this.
Fine, we see. In all of these things, I don't have Ruben Amorim to blame. I don't have him to blame because it happens to be the same old thing we see from the players under previous managers.
Maybe that is changing now with him. That's kind of doing away with Marcus Rashford. We have to go because our time is up. But before we go, definitely I'll tell you that in Spain, mentioned earlier, not the best in the city of Valencia. It's not about the storm. It's not about natural disaster. It's about Ruben Baraja. He has been sacked by Valencia in the last few hours. And so that means they'll be looking for a new manager. Result hasn't been good so far for Valencia Football Club. Down as we speak in the La Liga log. All right, so let's wrap up the show this afternoon and talk about what happened over the weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was Tyson Fury up against Alexander Usyk. SAMIES in 2 minutes. What do you make of that? Because for Tyson Fury, it says these judges gave Usyk a Christmas gift. For him, that was a no-no.
Well, while watching the bout, I looked at it, and when they were making the announcement, did Tyson Fury really think he was the winner of that encounter?
Do you expect him to go tell the press that he didn't win?
And I saw him gesticulating like, yeah, announce, I am the... Bro, take it easy. But that was the best fight I have seen from Tyson Fury.
But he didn't win.
But his best. Was it enough?
Wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough against that Usyk for that night. It wasn't good enough. And losing by unanimous decision, 4 points from all of the 3 judges, and then 6 points by the AI.
And you know, Tunde was here speaking about that AI, how crucial that AI
6
will
points
be.
by the AI. I actually gave a lot of credit to what Usyk has done, and for Usyk retaining his belt, WBA, WBO, and IBF belt. And the only 2 defeats this man has suffered came at the hands of Usyk. This is a man, to be fair, just like Tunde said, that was on Friday. So the next fight I want to see is the man in which the Usyk has surrendered the belt for. Okay, have it on the plate, fight for it. If you can defend it, go have it. Now let's see what Usyk can do against Dubois. Remember, Usyk is way older than Dubois.
All right, so we'll wait to see. Today is the 22nd. The 23rd day in the month of December. We'll find out what they will be saying about these belts, about these fights. Are we going to see these guys go to the ring in the next few months? We're done. No Joshua, no Deontay Wilder. Toba is here for the news for 4. I am Peter. I've done this with SAMIES. We'll see you guys again on Tuesday morning, 7:45. That will be Scoreboard in 15. Bye, guys.